Let's understand about habitually securing order in the source state. Okay. So should the orders be secured regularly? We saw earlier that if a person secures order wholly or almost wholly on behalf of a non-resident, right, on a habitual basis, he shall be treated as a dependent agent and accordingly a PE. But then some questions which come up is, should the orders be secured regularly? The use of the word habitually indicates that the orders has to be secured habitually, which means systematically over a period of time, and the orders should relate to the main business of the company. If it is relating to some admin work, that is not considered as securing orders. Where should they be secured? Should they be secured in the state of residence? Should they be secured in the state of source? Or should they be secured in a third state? The treaty clearly says secures order in the source state, right? Therefore, it is only the orders which have been acquired in the source state which are relevant, right? Now, this is an interesting question. The word used are wholly or almost wholly on behalf of the non-resident, right? Which means there is a concept of economic. But in case of a sale from a principal to an agent, there are two dependencies which are there. One, that of the principal on the agent because he's relying on him to generate sales for him, and the other dependence of the agent on the principal, right? It may just happen that this agent is working not only for one principal, but maybe for multiple principals. Or he has different line of businesses, B1, B2. So do we need to see whether the dependency is complete for the principal on the agent, which means if 100% of the sales of the principal are generated through this agent, would he become dependent? Or do we need to see whether from an agent's perspective, for the line of business where he is working for the non-resident, the entire work is flowing from this particular principal? The dependency needs to be seen from the perspective of the agent, which means, is he completely dependent on the principal, but not only from an overall perspective, but for that line of business where he works for the non-resident. Whether agent works 100% or more than 90% on behalf of the non-resident. So wholly implies 100%. Almost wholly has been interpreted in case laws where they've said that almost wholly would imply 90% or more. So what is meant by securing orders? If the agent represents and the customer believes that the acceptance of the contract by agent is acceptance by the principal, it is securing orders. So if a customer comes in, right, and he kind of interacts with A discusses everything with the customer, right, and even though he's not concluding the contract, he's not signing it, the fact is that most of the time what A says is also accepted by the principal. That's something which is known as securing orders. And second is, given the word habitual, the acceptance has to be on a frequent basis.